Okay. See, that's going to take us a few minutes to get our act together here and figure out what we're doing. But so far, it's been wonderful. And I first, before I say anything, I just want to express my thanks to these people here, to Cheryl and over an hour here to get here this morning, brought all this equipment up, set all this equipment up, and figured out all of this electronic stuff, which would just absolutely drive me bananas, and they were set it all up nicely. And anyway, I welcome you all here. It's just wonderful to see everybody in person. It is exciting to actually be seeing people in person you haven't seen in over 2 years. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh my goodness. So anyway, and thanks for that. I knew we had some talented musicians, but I understand that you had, what did you say? Between the two of you, you own something like 20 instruments, and we may get a chance to hear more of that in other in-person services. That would be delightful. I would just love to hear that. So that would be great. So anyway, and a special thank you to everyone, even those of our people who have come on Zoom this morning. We're doing this live on Zoom again, thanks to Neil Howe of Cheryl. And we are also welcome all of you who have made the effort to come here, because I realize after after 2 years of not having to get out of our jammies and kind of staying comfortable and cozy in our own homes. It's hard to suddenly say, okay, now I got to get out and get dressed. So I thank you all for making that effort to come here. Hopefully it will all be worth your while. I hope that you enjoy this place. I didn't have to come too far myself. I just live right underneath this place, so I just have to walk up one flight to get here. And so I'm delighted to have you come and see what a gorgeous and beautiful view I have here. And I think we're all going to enjoy that. I should also mention to you right away that what we have rented, we've rented this room, the kitchen. We can go out onto that space, but that's not ours. The rental that is open to everybody. So other people may come out through the door, come around, so you're going to see other people wandering out. Okay, that's not part of this part of the rental. Okay, but you're all welcome also. Unfortunately, not a lot of shade out there. It's already 100 degrees. They're already okay.
And just to tell you that Sue is here from Peru.
Sue.
Online. Hey, Sue.
Oh, online. All right. Okay. All right.
And
got me confused there for a minute.
she says hi. Yeah. And Sonia says hi to everybody as well.
Okay, wonderful. Hi, Sonia, and hi, Susan. So glad you could make it. Okay.
And there's a few others.
Yeah, I bet
Judith is here. And Dee is here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good.
Good. Welcome. And after we get our bearings on this place, we're going to try to do this an in-person service, whether it's always here or not. It doesn't have to be, but for a while the space has been rented for the next last week of the month for the next 3 months. Got this space. And one of the reasons we wanted to do it again, to be able to meet in person, because there's so many things you can do in person you can't do on Zoom. We're going to take advantage of that. We can change up things. We can have local speakers come in. We can have local musicians. We can do that type of thing. I've been able to do so far. So all we need is imagination to think of all the things that we can do. So it's going to be an exciting time for us. So I also would just say a little bit of gratitude that we actually have power in the building this morning, because I know there may be still people in Ottawa who don't have power, and we didn't have power for a couple of days. That wasn't bad as some folks. But this room, while the power was off, became a sanctuary for people to come up and talk to things that they were powered. So they came up, talked, chatted, and the neighbors. It was a very, very wonderful place for that period of time. We were grateful for that. So what we're going to do today is our overall theme for this service is gratitude. And later on, we're going to see a video with Martha Creek, not live, but a video with her. So let's, I guess, get started. What we'll start with first is our land acknowledgement. You want to roll up that slide? Oh, thank you. All right, I was going to say, I can't stretch my neck too far. Okay.
Take it easy.
Okay, so we begin this service by acknowledging the Algonquin people, whose traditional unceded territory we are holding this online service. We're grateful to acknowledge them as past, present, and future stewards of this land. And in the words of Linda and others, I invite you to take a moment to just connect with the earth where you live, sending gratitude from your heart to the indigenous stewards of our land. Send them gratitude and sending gratitude to all of the earth stewards and including yourself. Okay? We're now going to watch a just brief 1-minute video on gratitude.
A simple thank you is my prayer. The consciousness of gratitude cultivates our awareness of God's good everywhere present. I am grateful for the infinite source, and I choose to live life fully giving thanks for everything. I am alive in the energy of gratitude.
Now I'd like to invite Mary up to the opening prayer. Mary? Oh, this is a lovely sight. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Ah, so let us unite our hearts and minds in the spirit of gratitude as we open space. Open. Let my words are relaxed, set aside my words. Breathe in a deep, deep breath of life. Resting silence in my heart. And I breathe deeply in. I am thankful. A thankful heart is a light heart, a happy heart, a heart filled with gratitude. Let's affirm together. My heart is filled to overflowing with gratitude. Do it again. My heart is filled to overflowing with gratitude. Deep down, I know the divine power to direct my heart. Anytime circumstances seem contrary to that belief, I contemplate wondrous lessons around. In these quiet, prayerful moments, I recognize that I am fully immersed in the presence of Spirit. An attitude of gratitude goes a long way and encourages me to look for the blessings. My heart is filled to overflowing. Through the power of focused attention, I become more aware of the good. I allow my heart to overflow with appreciation. From this centered and powerful awareness, I am able to direct my energy in positive ways to be a blessing to the world. My heart remains open
share my gratitude. For all those. Let's look together. My heart is filled to overflowing with gratitude. I invite you all at this point to put into the chat box or into your hearts and your minds the people that you wish have prayers that were. And we'll hold, but we'll all hold. So many.
Let's join together. First, let me remind you that the theme of this whole year for Unity Ottawa and Kitchener combined is taking a deep dive. So beginning next week, we're going to be welcoming Wendy Carr, who's a licensed Unity teacher who is going to be doing the first of a three-part series on forgiveness. And it's about basically Archbishop Desmond Tutu's book, The Book of Forgiving. And I think having done that at our spirit group a week ago, you will find that it's fascinating. His whole story is fascinating. And we call Share the Path of the Stone and Ways of Acknowledging Past Hurts that call for forgiveness and wholeness. So that's our topic for next week. Okay, back of course on Zoom. Now I guess we'll just do our prosperity blessing and whatnot before we get into our talk for today. Obviously, Unity is only here really because of your generous financial support, which enables us to live our mission, expand consciousness, and transform lives. So please, considering your prosperity with us today, I believe that you all know how to do that. I wasn't thinking that people were going to actually be paying in person today, so we didn't bring any of the electronic equipment, but there is a basket if anybody wants to put something in there. Please feel free to share. Otherwise, do it in the way you always have, which is like all the various things. I think in that list, you have that list around there somewhere.
It's on the newsletter.
Oh, it's on the newsletter, fine, okay. So this is always do. It's fine. I guess perhaps we will do with the prosperity blessings, or maybe Mary just pop up again. Get your exercise running up and down. All righty then. Okay. Okay. We are abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. We're going to have one more song before we go in. Okay, so now it's time for Dr. Regan. She's going to lead us in a meditation first, and then she's going to lead us in a talk called Accepting the Mysteries of Life. I think we've had plenty of very uncommon things happening to us over the last couple of years, so we can appreciate what mysteries she may be talking about, including a storm that just popped up last week. That was a bit of a mystery, wasn't it? So this will be a very appropriate talk for us to be listening to right now from this very, very gifted speaker. So we'll begin with the meditation, and I guess that's it. Here we go. Great. Oh.
Like you took a deep breath. And aware that in our time of meditation, we're not looking to overcome anything. We're pausing and purposeful and intentional of realizing what is true. And active in our power of imagination, of faith, and leaning in the direction of curiosity. Imagine now what it would be like to live in well-being. Invite you to say these words silently or aloud. No matter the circumstances, my heart knows well-being. No matter the circumstances, my heart knows well-being. Embody in this zone, a new zone of being, a new comfort zone, freer, more liberated, more awakened, more aware, and alive in a new possibility today. Your new possibility, my new possibility that is infinite. Aware and noticing the lower tendencies, the distractions, and aware that they don't have power over us. That the power we have and hold is God-given power, innate in each and every one of us. That no circumstance, no situation, holds power. The power is within you. The power is of you, through you, for you, from you. So who would you be exercising this power as situations arise, as upset arises, as loss arises, as frustrations arise? And not under their effects. What would that be like? I invite you to say these words silently or aloud. God is. I am. I think that way. I pray that way. I live that way. So we give thanks today for this remembering. We give thanks today for the transformation of our heart, for the transformation of our mind. We give thanks for a transformation of our mental faculty, of our emotional faculties, of our physical faculty, and of our spiritual faculty that is aligned. Spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, aligned with infinite potential. Never separate, never apart from. And here and now, in this here and now, claiming a transformation of ourselves individually, in our soul's progression, and in the soul's progression of humanity. And we begin again. And we do so grounded in oneness and alive in the God is, I am, I pray that way, I think that way, I live that way, and the infinite potential of bringing that forth. Sharing from the reality, the fullness, the embodiment of it, then able, then and only then able, and to that degree, offering it out into the world. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so I bet today, besides this Zoom ditty, you've had plenty of chances to accept the mysteries of life. Huh? So what's the consequences of you when you lose your curious mindset? When you lose the mindset that says, how will this unfold? What is this here to teach? What am I to learn from this? What will I shed as a result of this? What will be the new iteration of me? What will be the new iteration of humanity? So those are all very powerful questions, and only really powerful if we pause to consider them. Because the mind that we're dealing with, that's more of a closed-mindedness, a fixed-mindedness, meets questions like that with, I already know what to do. I already know how it should go. I already know the right thing to do. So it's rooted in, and then rutted, running a track of, I know, I know, I know. instead of I don't know. And I will be in a great deal of consequence, apathy, resentment, frustration, upset with the believing I know or believing I should know or that I need to know. And then there's a power of freedom and liberation in a curiosity mindset. And psychologists have proven this for years. It's referred to in psychology terms as a fixed mindset, which gives up. Why bother? It will see no option. That's what happens when we regress to the little bitty part of the brain that's reptilian. Then it won't look to see what could I do in this situation? How could I resource around this? What have I done in the past that would work? What do other people do in situations like this? So any question, hold out, will keep us above the line, so to speak. Less regressed, more in a growth mindset, which is where all the potential is. It's where the upper room of the mind that's referred to in all faith traditions, to get into the upper room of the mind, to get in our higher self, our divine self, the part of us that's not marred down with these physical circumstances and situations. So get the sense of then any place that you're giving up, what you could do to shift that into what could I do here? So feel the difference of I've lost my job. What am I going to do? I've lost my job. What am I going to do? Or I've lost my job. What am I going to do? All the power resides in that curiosity, that opened, growth-minded road, a new direction and a very different direction for most of our minds. It also, the closed, fixed-mindedness of us will magnify things. Have you noticed? It'll exaggerate and awfulize, and ain't it awful, ain't it awful, ain't it awful, it's just awful. Listen to how awful it is. So then it's magnifying difficulties. Things are difficult. There are challenges. Now is no time to deny that there's challenges. And this, even things like saying, oh, we're not isolating, we're socially distancing. It's like, no, we are isolated. We're isolated, and it's really showing in humanity. What happens when human beings wired for connection, wired for relationship, wired for community, isolate. And it's not pretty. So make no bones about it. Humanity is in isolation right now. So God bless you, the leaders here, Deborah, Sue, Linda, Stephen, whoever's in there leading this, that you continue these good works to close that gap of isolation with your own community and your own members and your own tribe, and to do so for families, because we can say all day we're not isolating, but like the proof is in the pudding, so to speak, that there's consequences here of being isolated and having the gap that we do here. So it's no time then to say, to deny, oh, there's no difficulty here, but not to magnify them, not to focus on them, and not to then awfulize them. So then instead of awfulizing them, then from a growth-minded mindset, it's like, then how can I respond to this? What would be sane, sensible action? What would a sane, sensible response to this mean? How can I meet this difficulty differently? How can I meet this challenging situation differently? So regardless of the situation or circumstance, my heart knows well-being. So well-being is an option. Mental well-being, emotional well-being, physical well-being, spiritual well-being. Regardless of the circumstance, the heart knows and has access to well-being. Then the mind that gets panicked, afraid, and scared will be closed down. It won't be open to learn or open to consider things. It certainly doesn't want feedback because it already knows how things ought to go, or how they better go, and I will not have peace unless they go that way. And it's like, well, you're likely not going to have much, because life is unfolding on its own timing, in its own perfection, not according to how we prefer. So then I can then open my arms to, as Spencer sung for us, swing wide the doors. Swing wide. Let go of the shore. Let go of my notions that it's going to go my way. Let go that it's going to go as planned, certainly according to my important plan. And then I'm more of a growth-minded then can see that allows for challenges. It knows that life includes these. There's no life journey that's not going to have some challenge at times, that's going to have situations that are boogery and require a different mindset to navigate them. So that allows then for challenges and accepts that the challenges, the difficulties are part of our human learning processes. They're part of our evolutionary processes. So a growth-minded then can accept that and to say, this is included in the lay of the land here. And then the fixed mindset will not be open. It's usually not like people in us in these centers, like of all that you could be doing today, you're here like thinking, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to hear something. I'm going to hear something even while I present that's going to transform my mind. That's going to give me a more solid ground to operate on emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. So we're instead of stopping learning, like, oh, I've got my degrees, oh, I've got my certificates, oh, I've got my letters behind my name. It's like that we're meant to learn, to grow, to get into our infinite potential. And the fixed mindedness, the righteous, indignant mind is not open to learning because it's already figured it out. It's already laid it out. It's already got the answers for itself. And then it also tends to focus then, the fixed mindedness in us focuses on what's not working. It'll talk about the problems, the problem with it. The problem is it, what didn't go well, what didn't work well. So it's over focused then on what didn't work or what doesn't work. And then the mind is trained, that's the operating system of the mind, to go into any situation and point out all that's wrong with it. And then an open mindset, a more growth-minded set approach arena is governed by insight, new insights. How else could I see this? What am I not seeing about this? What good has already come from this? What good could potentially come from this? So it's far more objective. The growth-minded aspect of us, the higher mind of us, is growth-minded, is far more likely and patterned then and can be practiced and practiced and practiced into thinking in terms of objectivity, from a view of objectivity, versus the smaller self is stuck in its subjectivity. So, and we cannot be objective about something and subjected to it at the same time. So it's no little thing to be able to have just a hair of objectivity about a situation, a circumstance, or an attitude, or a behavior, or anything like that. And then to stop speaking in proof that already keeps our already drawn conclusions in place. That's the sign of the fixed mindedness, that it already comes in with its proof of why this is wrong, why it's bad, why it's awful, why this won't work. And then we seldom ever stop to see what's the consequences to my life if I continue that. If I continue to speak about that, if I continue to tell that, if I continue to bring that kind of evidence in already, like some of you that study with me have heard me say, in the beginning there was the conclusion. It's like that's what it means, like that fixed mindedness. And then the other part of our mind then that so holds this potential for us to meet life on different terms, to meet life on its terms with different terms from us. Less demanding, less willful and stubborn, less likely to go into apathy or resignation or why bother, instead of what can I do here? Like, I'm going to resource around this. What would work? How do other people do it? And then we are then able to look at what is as what is. It's neither good nor bad. It's what is. And then there's a real power that comes from just naming what is simply what is, minus the label of the good and bad, which is the oldest paradigm known to creation. It then gives us a chance to evaluate the situation objectively with an open mind that says, what would sane, sensible action do here? And then to discern, how am I going to be with this? Not how am I going to change a circumstance, but how am I going to change me in my relation to the circumstance, which holds all the power in the universe to do that. So get a sense, just pause for a minute and get a sense of the inertia of that fixed mindedness, that fixed know-it-all, got it figured out, they should ask me, they should listen to me, they better listen to me, and that'll give up, throw in the towel, or get mad and fight, go to war, attack, blame, shame, fault find, nitpick, dramatize, exaggerate. Very, very consequential. That'll magnify the difficulties, focus on them, over-focus on them, which powers them up. Not open to new learning or new ideas. Very consequential. And then get a sense that today, this day, May 17 in 2020, that we moved out of a theoretical understanding of curiosity to living from curiosity, accepting life as it unfolds, accepting the mystery of it, that I am not to understand this, and to cease trying to make sense out of things that don't make sense and can't make sense. And in this third dimension, this low view world of it, this low world view of it, we will not ever understand this, and to give up trying to figure it out and to get the formula, but to say, no, I accept the mystery of things. Accept the timing of its unfolding. And Myrtle Fillmore has a quote that I love, one of the co-founders of Unity, and she says, we have within us, you have within you, the God-given power and intelligence, all the 12 powers of courage, faith, will, zeal, imagination, love, order, letting go, strength. Within us, we have that power to create a world that we dream of. And it will not come from trying to rearrange the external world, but from doing our own deep inner work and bringing well-being that's our heart knows. The well-being our heart has more than a glimpse of, fuller into our being. And only to the fullness, when we bring that fuller into our being, can we be the presence of well-being for the world, or to bring an energy of well-being to the world. God is God has already given everything required to build such a world. So that is within you, that is within me, the God-given capacities to do this. And my favorite part of the quote is, she says, and get at it. So let's get at it. So less dramatizing. And boy, we say we don't like drama, but it ain't so. We still get off on drama because the scientists have proven it. It's its own addiction. So it'll be no little thing today. If today, right now, you say, I'm really going to practice this. I'm going to test this for myself to see what would a spirit of curiosity bring me? What would it do for my life, my mental world, my emotional world, my physical world, for me to be more curious, more accepting of the mysteries of it, surrender to the need to know or must know, And then discerning in every situation, every time a knucklehead appears in my life, to exercise the power within me to say, I get to pick how I'm going to relate to this. And I'm going to choose differently. I'm going to circuit break those lower tendencies, and I'm going to choose differently. So get a sense of this. Acceptance does not mean liking what is. You don't have to like it a bit or love it, for sure you don't. Doesn't mean that. And it even causes dissonance, a cognitive dissonance to say we should love what is. Versus no, acceptance is then that I'm giving up the struggle against this. I'm going to give up the struggle of what I can't change. And I'm going to quit resisting what is included. Whatever life brings is included. And my resistance to it is causing this pain, this suffering. And it's an active process. It's not a destination, somewhere we just arrive. But practice, practice, practice. And practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. So it sends us and keeps us going in the direction of liberation, of freedom. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to work to change things. So change what you can. Accept what you cannot. Know the difference. So it means then I'm going to be differently with all situations of life. And I'm going to practice stopping, dropping in to the well-being that my heart knows. I know well-being. My heart knows well-being regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstances. So take a big, deep breath and be aware of the part of you that knows the truth. Not Martha Creek's truth, your truth. Close your eyes. And silently or aloud, I invite you to say these words. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. I am here. I am here. I am here. So we give great thanks for this day, for this remembering, and for this being, and for this becoming. And we begin again, and we do so on purpose, and we do so alive in the truth. And so it is. Amen.
Oh, by the way, it's the first time I've ever heard that song. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Great. Okay. So, I guess we're just down to our thank yous now.
Wendy.
A lot of people to thank today.
Just to confirm, Wendy Carr.
Oh, yeah, just confirming Wendy Carr next week, beginning of the three sessions thing on forgiveness. We really enjoy that. So, all right. So, I guess I again want to thank these two people who have put this all together. They did my own planning the service, making it all happen. So I think we wouldn't be having a service without you guys. But also want to thank all the people who helped me. Standing down there and ringing the door and let people in, and Deborah was busy working up here doing all kinds of things, helping out, and Joan who brought all kinds of stuff food today, and then all you who brought all these wonderful treats. Sweet, oh my God! I'm sorry, all you guys not doing much. Joy is here, but maybe some other time. Anyway. Yeah, and so there's just so many of you to thank. Thank you for coming. For those of you who made that effort to come today, and we are going to I would actually, since this is our first session here and we're hoping to be able to build on it, do all kinds of things, recommend any feedback if you have, if you give it to us in person, or you can always send it to the office if you want. But very much appreciate your feedback, okay? We are going to all be enjoying these wonderful things here in a few moments. You can certainly go out on the patio. Just I don't think you're allowed to smoke out there, but I don't think we have any smokers anyway. But I don't think you're allowed to do that. And for the people who are on Zoom, Cheryl is going to set you up into chat rooms so that it will be on for a good half hour. You can stay as long as you want in your chat room, or you can leave it anytime you want. That's up to you. But it will be on for a half hour. Is that correct, Cheryl? Yeah. And I guess that's it. I just say I'm very, very grateful for those who tuned in and those who have come in person. And Mary, can you close us out with our prayer, please? For protection.
Can you speak into the microphone more? I can't hear us online.
Let us take a moment to hold in our hearts all those for whom we wish prayer. With a grateful heart, I open to the unlimited love and magnificence of you. I recognize that God is infinite, unconditional love, steadfast commitment, and inexhaustible current life giving. Knowing this, I affirm that I am, that you are, that everyone in all situations are unique expressions of this divine love. Opening with a grateful heart is a wonderful way to open myself to all the goodness that is in store. No matter what the outer circumstances appear to be, awareness of God's activity within and around me, within and around all people in all situations, lifts me into the light. The grateful heart draws to itself great things. Let's affirm that together. The grateful heart draws to itself greater things. My heart is filled to overflowing with gratitude for all these reminders of the truth. I release this prayer for these present circumstances into the prayer, knowing it's perfect. And so it is.
One last thing, in order to get everybody to use that door to go out, but it stays locked, and so therefore you have to come around here in command, or we have to walk around all the way around. You'll see there's a door that okay? Like anybody go outside. You feel free to go outside. Or help yourself.
First of all, we'll close.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the prayer connection.
And we have another song.
Yeah. Oh, you have another song?
And we-
Okay,
yes.
Well, we'll close with the close with that.
With the song.
I'm just eager to get to the.
So you go ahead.
Over there, I think.
And they can't hear us here unless you're talking loud enough into two microphones.
You're good there. Okay. All right. Let's all say together. Here we are together. We can say it together. How nice. The prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God surrounds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I are, God is, and all is well. And we'll close with one final song. Go into fellowship.
Hello, everyone.
But your
You
camera's
can-
the other way.
Okay. We'll be with you. Okay. Can't escape. There we go. Stop the share. All right. Okay. Everyone, you still here with us?
Okay.
Everybody can unmute if you like. Connect. Hey, Susan. Hi,
Hola.
Sonia.
Hey. Hola.
Everybody can say hi through the camera.
Hello.
The camera's
Say
right here.
hi.
You're still recording? Hola.
Say hi here. You can come up to the camera, everyone.
You're still recording.
Yeah. There's Lefty.
That wonderful
Can't
service.
hear you for some reason. Not sure why that is. Probably because I'm plugged into HDMI. Here we go. Okay, can someone talk?
Hi there. Can you hear us?
Like the song said, that was amazing. Amazing service.
I can't hear you. I don't know why.
That's okay.
Like microphone. Whip.
Put it in the chat. Can you hear me? Or Frederick?
Can you hear them on that one?
I can't hear them anywhere.
What did I do?
I don't know. Okay, let me see. Speakers on, Nora?
Yeah. Okay, testing. Well, my speaker's not working there, so my microphone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hear me. So I've got to, okay. Someone say something?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I can hear them. They're in their headphones.
Hello. I'm plugged in.
Hello? Well, now, can't hear you now.
But we can hear each other. Is that right?
You can hear us now?
I can hear you, Sonia.
It works.
Oh, good. We can't hear you though, Cheryl. That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
We're work in progress. Oh wow, look at that. That's really pretty, Susan.
Yeah. That house is very pretty. Yeah, like I was saying, that, like the song said, that was just an amazing wonderful service.
Oh, thank you. It's
It really was.
pretty touching, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very touching. I've been crying most of the time.
Aw.
I know. The wiping tears at the end.
Yeah. I started to cry and said, I can't cry. I'm the one who has to turn the next place. Wow, so great to have you guys. So there was about 22 people in total, 8 of you online, and 14, I count 14. 15? Okay.
Then you came in
Right.
from the door.
So 23 people then.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, congratulations, ladies. An amazing accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.